Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. We are going to be going into this Miami Mall situation. Now, we started having these conversations. December 23rd was, I believe, the first segment that we had where we began talking about making the connections to UFOs, or the sightings of and humans having interactions with aliens, right? Or what's recorded at least. So we started to do some research and look for anything that may be of significance, right? And then we compared those dates of those occurrences to the dates and locations of traumatic weather events, the dates, locations, and persons signing in new laws like passing bills. And we've also compared it to the birth and death date of prominent influential people. Okay, then we started going over these cycles, right? And I came across some information. It's something called the Kali Yuga. This is apparently a time frame that has been recorded and observed for centuries in a lot of different cultures, like the Hindus. There's a few people, goes by different names, but there's this occurrence, right, that is said to mark 4-year cycles, and we're currently in the 4th cycle. So this is why all this mayhem is going on. And at the end of that cycle, there's a 6-hour window, okay, called the Marhuta. And we won't have it happen again. You can look this up. Kali, Kali, Yuga, Yuga, okay? Because I don't want to take away from the point that I was making. Now, because we have started these conversations, I heard about the Miami Mall incident when it happened, and I didn't know if the creator wanted me to go into it. Obviously, it's pretty much confirmation for what we've been, talking about and researching. So I'm like, God is so funny. He's like, okay, you want locations? I'll give you locations, okay? Now, the police are saying that they were responding to teenagers fighting. I saw a lot of different footage, and it was really crazy how it looks like the whole force is there for just some kids fighting, right? But let's not get into that. I did look up the coordinates. We did do a little research on Miami. And this is crazy. First of all, like I said, I wasn't sure if I wanted to go over this, but the creator said, yes, go ahead. So we talked about it, right? We're talking about it. So the coordinates of Miami is 257617 north, 801918 west. Okay, it was founded in July of 1896, the 28th day to be exact. And it was originally owned by one of the more prominent Indian tribes of its time. I didn't want to go into the research about the Indians because I felt like it'll start veering off, but I'm kind of feeling like it has a great connection. Now, when we started looking into the cycles, we had came across a bunch of different numbers that were also conveniently connected to birth months and birth dates of serial killers, right? The initial hypothesis or proposal, if you will, was that there was a connection, right? And that the UFOs were coming here as a source of transportation to pick up energy, drop off energy, and we were trying to see if the dates of these cycles lines up with the dates and locations, and I mean the numbers anyway, right? We're talking about numbers, the coordinates, if they seem to have some sort of connection, right? So we're currently in this 25th cycle. Remember, these solar cycles, they go in 11-year periods, and we are currently in the 25th one. It started in December of 2019. So once we add 11 more years to that, that'll be the completion of the 33-year cycle. That is that whole wormhole thing that we have been discussing, and time traveling and things like that. Now, what's interesting is this cycle that we're currently in was initially projected to have a maximum amount of solar energy in 2025. But as researchers and scientists begin to get their results and their data back, they realize that there's a height, right, in the activity, and it's a lot more aggressive, or shall I say progressive, than what was predicted. Okay, so anytime from January to October of this year, there is an expected peak as far as research has been revealing. Okay, so I am not shocked to see this much going on, not only because of the cycles, but because we're moving into an overall new consciousness. Now, the thing with this Kali Yuga, why I brought it up, was because it reverted back to the Christ consciousness conversation that we had. This Kali Yuga period, where this Marhuta happens, it is said to allow the entire brain functioning and overall structuring of everyone in the earth, if there's enough people vibrating on the Christ consciousness. So I think that's what is happening. These beings were here. They've been here, but now we can see them. We are shifting into a higher vibration, right? So the frequency that we're moving into is becoming a little bit closer to that of other dimensions. So now we're about to be able to interact and, have these different experiences with beings from other dimensions. It's not just these one beings we saw. That's just one dimension, one timeline we got to see, right? If aliens came here in 1900, right, and then they came back in 1950, and then they come back in 1990, and then they come back in 2020, they're going to see different timelines in one dimension. So it's the same for us. If we were to be able to have access to these dimensions, we're only gaining access to the level of frequency that we are vibrating on. Just one timeline. We're shifting there. Now, I'm sure there are people who are human who have already tapped in to these different dimensions, and they are pretty aware, of what is out there that we do not see, that we have yet to encounter, that we have yet to be revealed to us. As you guys know, if you've been watching the news or following any kind of culture or pop culture news anyway, you'll see that a lot of different things have been revealed about people. So a lot of things that are hidden, and this actually started around the end of summer last year. A lot of the nails have been put in coffins, okay? If you were ahead of the curve, you probably got, some downloads a little bit before everybody else, but it's just a lot of things going on that we can no longer deny or say we didn't see, and that's because we are raising our vibration. We have no choice. For those people who were able to experience it and see it, that is, a sign. I wasn't sure if it was a hoax. I didn't know if it was fake. I did some research, and I absolutely positively believe that those people saw those beings in the mall. And because of the response of the police department, and then because of their report that they gave for that response, that's, you got to be smarter than the fifth grader to figure that part out. But the point here is that these people or these entities or energies or whatever they are, right? We might be the aliens. So are we going to call them aliens? Like, what exactly is an alien, right? So again, it just goes back to the research that we started about 2 weeks ago, and just our abilities to really start expanding our consciousness, our understanding of things that we haven't been taught, being able to tap into the unknown and trusting that it is accurate, reliable information, and being able to process it in a way where it doesn't affect us psychologically, spiritually, or mentally, or emotionally, right? Those people who have experienced that, right? There were even people who posted videos and said that they saw it, and then they were like, no, I didn't see it, I was joking around. All of those different things, right? I do not believe an entire mall of people will be able to stage an event like that. There was even footage of like some portal opening in the mall, right? So again, this goes back to, if multiple people saw this and they were running for their lives, it would make sense. This is why nobody was able to get the footage, because this was a real event that people were responding to in real time. So, alright, I wasn't there, so I can't tell you what happened. I can just go off of what is out there, and based off of what I have come across, I would say that those people are telling the truth. They know what they saw, and this is because people are rising in spirit. The earth is moving closer to the likeness of other realms, other galaxies, right? We're coming closer to other galaxies. We're aligning with worlds that we have no idea what those spaces entail, right? So we have to be mindful that the things we understand is just one spectacle. It's one piece of the puzzle. And if you want to get a better idea of these cycles, I would say refer to like an Islamic calendar, because the Islamic calendar is governed by the sightings of the moon, right? So it's based off of the movement of the moon. It is a little bit easier to understand those different cycles once you get a glimpse of the Islamic calendar, okay? But yeah, remember, we're moving into a different time. We are vibrating on a higher frequency. Anything that is vibrating below that of the universe, that of the environment, will suffer and ultimately be trapped in cycles that have nothing to do with where they are going, okay? A lot of these portals have closed, and we can't go backwards, and we have to be willing to dredge up new energy to be able to survive in the new, okay? New timeline, same dimension. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all have been drinking y'all water, eating y'all fruit and vegetables, and sipping on y'all own tea. I'm about to get a camera. It's about to be on like popcorn. All right. Love y'all. Peace.